Hey YouTube, welcome back to another versus video. Sorry, if I sound a little bit funky because I just got back from the dentist and I had to get one tooth worked on because it was bothering me. Um, so in today's discussion, I want to I want to discuss what consoles you should get in 2023 at the end of the year and going on into 2024. Um, so I wanted to discuss the actually five main categories, five main systems, not categories, five main systems that you should get. Um, so uh, so the first one, the first elephant in the room, literally an elephant in the room, is the Sony PlayStation 5. Now, what I have to talk about in this video is that Sony is losing. Sony is losing terribly in this console war because even though they have the tech, even though they have the tech up their sleeve, they have the tech up their sleeve. I'll give them that. With the dual sense controller, I played it at my brother's house, and that was a lot of fun. But I'll give them to the controller and their hardware, but their game lineup, it's not looking so good. It's not looking so good. But Spider-Man 2, that game is really, really good. That game is really, really good. Because I want to play Spider-Man 2, but I don't have a next gen, system to be able to play that game. I think my PC would fail on it because it doesn't have enough RAM to it. But we're not we're talking about computers today, but we're also talking about video game consoles in which you should pick up. So yeah, PlayStation, it has enough, it has the hardware to make it, but it does not have like, you know, the games. It doesn't have the games to it. And it's like, so when Xbox bought Bethesda off, I was furious and I was worried about my brothers because they love Bethesda games like Fallout, and stuff like that. And I was really worried about them, and because they love Fallout and Skyrim and all those other uh, IPs and all that stuff that belong to Bethesda. But anyways, so when Microsoft bought Bethesda, I was like, wow. So, and then Xbox bought Blizzard and Activision Blizzard, but Call of Duty still made it over to the PS. I mean, it's like, it's a little bit bizarre dropping, and, so yeah. So, what console would I go for? Um, well, what combination of consoles would I go for? Well, for the kids, for the kids, I would definitely go with the Nintendo Switch. That's that's one of the main reasons, you know, why I bought a Nintendo Switch because number one, my wife, my wife likes the platform more than Xbox because she can only play she can only play one game on Xbox, and that's Plants vs Zombies. Um, but yeah, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. So to cut down on costs, what do you need to do? I mean, here's what not to do for a brand new Uber because it could get a little bit pricey. Because one of the main reasons about priciness on like it could get like pricey is the PlayStation 5 and the PSVR 2. Those things can get pricey. Now, originally, back in the day when I owned a PlayStation 4 Pro and a 4K TV, I was going to get a PlayStation VR, but I couldn't because it was way too expensive. It took way too much time to get. So I got the 4K TV, I got the PS4 Pro to upgrade the 4K textures and all that stuff, but I didn't manage to I didn't I didn't manage to get a PSVR because I didn't have a PSVR. So, because I didn't have enough money for it. Now, what you don't want to do with your allowance is that if you have an allowance, like if you have a tight budget, then I would go with, you know, well, if you're on a tight budget, don't buy a PlayStation 5 and a VR headset because those things could cost up to $900. It's like or $1,000. It's insane, and the PSVR 2 is probably not going to get enough love. And what you really got to look at is buy your kids a Nintendo Switch because this holiday season because we have one more year out before you know before the Nintendo Switch 2 or something like that. Um, Actually, I'm very excited for the new Nintendo system to come out. Um, all the rumors online on YouTube and that stuff. Um, so at the overall thing, at the overall thing that you should do when buying a video game console is what exclusives do you want to play? Or third party games do you want to play? And the thing about that is that you got to look at it because I'm not a Sony hater. I'm not a Sony hater. I've never been a Sony hater. I own all the consoles up to the PS4. I, you know, I own all the heavy hitters for, PlayStation and PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 3. Well, except for the Grand Theft Auto series, is I don't own the the PS2 version of those games. I don't own the PS3 version. Oh, I used to own Grand Theft Auto 4 on the PS3, but I threw that one in the garbage because I just couldn't handle it anymore. Um, but anyways, the thing, I'm not a Sony hater. I'm not really a Sony hater. I'm a video game lover that likes all kinds of different video games. But the exclusives are sort of winning for Sony's side, but the third party support is on Xbox, basically. So that's one of the main things is but I think the PlayStation 5 is losing this year. I mean, I think the PS5 is losing this year because the amount of Xbox studios that are getting Xbox, the amount of games that are coming to Xbox is really just phenomenal for them and PC users. So, anyways, and I have to install another stick of RAM into my PC, but I really don't know how to do that yet. And I'm worried that I'm gonna, break my laptop if I install another stick of RAM in my PC, but you can do that. But I'm just a little bit of afraid right now, and I need help doing that. Um, so, anyways, so who wins? What's the best combination of consoles? So at the at the end of it is don't get a PlayStation 5 or a PSVR 2 if you want to save costs. Um, Instead, go with this bundle for the collector and the Nintendo enthusiast. Go with the Nintendo Switch. Go with the Nintendo Switch. So you're going to have a lot more value with that system overall with Nintendo games and kids games and stuff like that. But if you want a more games to play, then Xbox has your back for rated M stuff and stuff like that. And more power to you with the Xbox Series X plus a DVD plus a DVD drive with these both of these consoles come with a DVD drive, so I'm gonna mention that. But with the Nintendo Switch, I think um, is you got to upgrade your Joy Cons every time they break and all that stuff because of the joysticks break. I was trying to tell my wife that, and then she was like, "What?" And it's like, "Yeah, they break." So I heard lots of horror stories on YouTube. So a Joy-Con drift. So you really got to upgrade your controllers and sticks and all that stuff. So you don't have stick drift. So that's what I was trying to tell her. So, um, so what combination of consoles should you go for? First off, if you're a adult gamer, then you should go with an Xbox Series X because of Starfield and all the Bethesda titles that are coming, and all the Blizzard Entertainment and heavy hitters. Um, and then secondly, as your second platform to purchase is a Meta Quest 2. You should or Meta Quest 3. So you should go with a Meta Quest 2 because it's a standalone VR headset. So it's a standalone VR headset. And by the way, I don't have a Xbox Series X. I don't have a Meta Quest 2. So, but um yeah, but a lot of workout fitness groups use the Meta Quest 2. So to work out like in a video game or something like that. It's kind of like Wii Fit, only it's kind of like the Wii, but you like move with your hands and all that stuff, and you move your head and you move your whole body around the room. So the MetaQuest 2 is a good option for VR. So don't get the PSVR 2 because there's not a lot of games coming out for it yet on the PSVR 2. Get the MetaQuest 2, and that's $300 plus an Xbox Series X for those casual gaming nights if you want to do so. But for the kids, I would recommend Nintendo. And if you still love Zelda and Mario and all those Nintendo heavy hitters, then go for a Nintendo Switch. Um, for the portability aspect of it. Um, and if you really want to spend a lot of cash on something, then you can go for a high-end gaming PC. So, um, but or an Oculus Quest 2 with that. Um, so yeah, I mean, I'm trying to figure out what's the best combination for you to be happy with your gaming setup and all that stuff. So, um, I think you should go with the MetaQuest 2 and an Xbox first if you're an adult gamer, or if you're a and if you have a family with lots of kids, then the Nintendo Switch is a good option for you as well. So Nintendo and Xbox and Meta Quest 2 are the top heavy hitters, because let's just face it, folks, Sony is officially dying, and if we don't fix this, you know, if we don't fix this gaming industry, like Xbox sells Bethesda and all the other heavy hitters, if we don't share our games with like Xbox and Sony, if we don't share our games, then this industry is going to fall apart. If we don't give like PlayStation, like Bethesda back to like PlayStation and Xbox, then, this industry is going to fall apart for Sony. Um, like really big. And, you know, that's why my friend Chris, that's why my friend Chris the Beard, the one who's watching this, got an Xbox. I encouraged him to get an Xbox. Well, I mean, me and the whole Albertsons team um, decide, like all of our gamer friends at work is like, get an Xbox, because these changes are happening. Not stuff. And if you want VR gaming, then MetaQuest 2 or 3, depending on what you want. Not stuff. So yeah. So if you want that virtual reality experience. So Nintendo and handheld gaming PCs are always good. They're always cool to experiment with. Um so yeah. So anyways, who wins? MetaQuest, the combination between a MetaQuest 2 and an Xbox, and kid friendly video games, Nintendo Switch. That stuff. So those are the three main heavy hitters that you should be looking out for in 2022 and 2023 and 2024. Those are the main heavy hitters for this holiday season. If you want to, you know, do all that. So, yeah, I hope I can get my PC upgraded with another stick of RAM inside it. So, anyways, YouTubers, this concludes our verses. And have a fantastic day if I don't see you all later in the next Lincoln Williams Show episode. And have a fantastic day, YouTubers. And I'll be back someday, YouTubers.